politics in the United States of America. The left has gotten really left, and the right has gotten really right. Everyone's towing the line, and we're getting nowhere. Fast. This is the Rational American. The Rational American. Common sense has gone out the window, and our passion is to open eyes in hopes that people will take a rational look at what America is actually becoming. Put your feelings aside and let's get real. This is the Rational American, and this is your host, Steve Oatley.
Well, how the heck are you today? Oops, I'm turned down the wrong one. How are you guys doing? Oh, the radio's going to have double. Oh, no, you guys double. There, I fixed it, I think. Did I fix it? I don't know. Whatever. Right? Who cares? Actually, you know what I'll do? Let me do that one. And I think that, whatever. You guys have no idea what I'm doing, but it's important. It's for the radio because we are live on Citizen Stringer Radio as well. Finally, I just hooked a cable up. But yeah. Welcome to the show. This is the Rational American. I'm your host. I'll be with you for the next hour or so. We'll see where the night goes. The show is sponsored by puretruthcoffee.com. We need you guys to go. I know I say it a lot, but I need it more than I normally do. I have an opportunity that could drastically grow this company, our coffee brand, and i.e. the media and the new idea the new vision of what Citizen Stringer is. So I need people to go over to puretruthcoffee.com today and buy as much as you can afford in terms of coffee. We'll get it shipped out to you quick. Tomorrow I'm going and I'm paying for the new office and warehouse and the gym space, and we're doing a lot here, as you know. And it's things are tight. I'll explain it a little bit, but right now we need more, and I'll go as far to say this, more than we've ever needed. We need your support. Without me just being like, oh, send us money. Nope. Go to the store, puretruthcoffee.com, buy some coffee, search for the Mega Box, buy the new September Mega Box. Like I said, I'm going to give away a TV. Kelly said, do you think we'll be offering K-Cups? Yes, I do. That's part of why we need to so long story short, I need to make a shit ton of money in the very near future, and which will allow us to do K-Cups. It'll allow us to do a lot more cold brew, a lot of the stuff that you guys have been asking for, except it needs it has to be a large cash outlay. So what I need today, more than I've ever needed, and that's a pretty dire thing because I've never actually said that before. I need you guys to go to puretruthcoffee.com, buy a Mega Box. The September Mega Boxes are out. April will put the link in there, and then we'll go through that. And I'm going to mention that a couple of times during the show, but without, making it a big intro. That's who's sponsoring this episode, so that's why you guys get to listen to it. Renee said, I think we all need to make a crap load of money. Yeah, but there's a difference, and we'll explain that later. Anyway, so today's been a crazy day, and we're going to talk about a lot of stuff. Obviously, first, we got to talk about the new revelations in the Mar-a-Lago search and seizure, and it's something else. It's something else because now the Department of Justice has filed a motion they filed an answer the members of the media actually filed a lawsuit to have the affidavit released, which the affidavit is what's used in order to justify a search warrant. So they want that information released. The Department of Justice, who seemingly were going to release everything, this is what Merrick Garland said last week. They were going to release as much as they could. Well, apparently this affidavit, which is the grounds for why they searched Mar-a-Lago, is too sensitive for them to release. And they even say in one of the footnotes in the actual document that they would have to heavily redact it so much that it would be jumbled. They wouldn't be able to get anything. So it's really annoying. It's really annoying because we're never going to know why they actually did it. And the problem with that is it gives everybody this ability to spin whatever narrative they want, which is really frustrating to me, and it should be frustrating to everybody. Mainstream media, I mean, and I talked about this yesterday when I was ranting on a 40-minute legendary rant. I talked about this yesterday because now Fox News and everybody else is going through hypotheticals. And in the journalism industry, hypotheticals is not a good thing to do, especially when it pertains to Donald Trump, probably most notably the most loved and hated man in America. You know, he's hated by half of the country and loved by the other half, which is insane. You know, but we know last Monday, the FBI searched Mar-a-Lago. They raided Mar-a-Lago, even though people don't like to use that term, and said it was them serving a a completely legal search warrant. Whatever. I mean, they continuously go after over and over and over this guy. And that's what they're doing now. Now they're trying to leak out, New York Times and Washington Post and all CNN, MSNBC, Fox News even. They're insinuating that Donald Trump had essentially classified, like the top tier classified nuclear material. And even Fox News was putting it out there that possibly he was trying to sell it to the highest bidder. News isn't news anymore in 2022, and it hasn't been for some time. And that's why yesterday I was so frustrated with everything, because, when it's annoying. It's frustrating to try to decipher what's bullshit and what's not. And it's becoming increasingly hard, even for me. We used to fact check things 3 times. So before we'd write, we'd have 3 sources to verify whatever story we have. Now we need about 332 sources in order to verify even the simplest detail, because almost everything is convoluted. Almost everything is convoluted. Almost everything is full of partisan politics. And literally everything. You could be talking about the price of burgers going up at McDonald's and somehow Trump's name gets thrown in there. You could be talking about fuel and Biden will say, oh, it's Donald Trump's fault. It's because of his policies. That's why fuel costs went up. Now that they're down, he's like, it's me. It's me. I'm bringing them down. It's just absolutely crazy. I even heard today Adam Kinzinger was commenting about Trump being responsible for the botched withdrawal and saying that the president of Afghanistan that fled on a U.S. donated aircraft with millions and millions in U.S. currency as the Taliban was invading or, retaking the country. This guy fled, and then he blamed it all on Trump and the failure and then Adam Kinzinger. I wouldn't even call him a conservative. I wouldn't even call him an American. I think he's about as un-American as you can get. But he's like, look, this disgraced guy, fled the country, leaving, hundreds of people to die, including 13 U.S. service members, and then the resulting deaths that have occurred since then, plus all the victims that have been victimized by some of these refugees here in the United States. It's outrageous. It's outrageous. And it's not going to stop, mind you. It's only going to pick up, which is why I'm kind of surprised that this whole raid occurred, so quick. Garland, unnamed sources said Garland actually sat and weighed the decision to go forth with this search warrant, or to put it before the magistrate, for a week or so, which is crazy because they said the whole grounds of doing this was because national security was at risk. That's why they had to do this. That's why they couldn't just call up Trump and say, hey, we've got news that you've got some sort of paperwork in there that you're not supposed to. No, they didn't do that. Instead, what Garland apparently did, because it was a matter of national security, he sat on his ass for a week. And there were no leaks out of the Department of Justice that this was going on, and we're supposed to believe that the White House had no knowledge that this was going to happen. Of course. It's insane. Really, the whole thing is insane. And then we hear today that President Trump posted on social media saying that the FBI, in addition to all the other shit that they seized and personal letters and stuff, they also seized his passports, 2 expired passports and a diplomatic passport, which is kind of interesting. Now, there's this woman, and I forgot who she is. Let's see. Her name is Nora O'Donnell. Who the hell is she? She is a wife, a mom of 3. She's an anchor and managing editor at CBS Evening News. She lied in a tweet approximately, less than 2 hours ago? Almost just over an hour. She lied. She said, no, according to DOJ official, the FBI is not in possession of former President Trump's passports. Trump had accused the FBI of stealing his 3 passports during the search in the Mar-a-Lago home. Now, doesn't that sound a lot like she's saying Donald Trump lied to the American public? Isn't that what that tweet says? Isn't that what CBS News is going to run tonight on their news broadcast, saying Donald Trump falsely accuses Department of Justice and the FBI of seizing his passports? She says she leaves it open-ended so it makes you believe. Like when you think, according to a DOJ official, the FBI is not in possession, in capital letters, not in possession of former President Trump's passports. Trump had accused the FBI of stealing his 3 passports during the search of his Mar-a-Lago home. That would make you think, right? Am I right here? That would make you think that Donald Trump lied and that the FBI did not seize his passports. Well, it turns out they did. According to a government person, NSD, named Jay Bratt, in a redacted email that was leaked because CBS News lied to the American public, this person emailed Evan and Jim, 2 people, I guess Trump's lawyers, saying, we have learned that the filter agents seized 3 passports belonging to President Trump, 2 expired and 1 being his active diplomatic passport. We are returning them and they will be ready for pickup at WFO at 2 p.m. today. I am traveling, but you can coordinate further with blank. It's redacted, copied above. Thanks. And that's signed by someone named Jay. Now that's very interesting, isn't it? Very interesting. So they did seize his passport. And as soon as he broke the news himself this morning, tweeting out on Truth Social that, yes, they did, in fact, storm his building. Yes, they took his passports. Mainstream media jumped on him and said, it's not true. They didn't take his passports. The government says, yes, they did, and release it the very same day and say you can come get it. And then CBS News, 6 hours after that email was leaked, CBS News comes out and says, well, Donald Trump made it up. You know why the mainstream media does this? Do you know why CBS News and CNN and Fox News and everybody else does this? Because they get away with it. No one holds their feet to the fire. No one is going to go to this Nora lady and protest outside of CBS headquarters saying she needs to be fired. She is what was her position again? She's a managing editor for CBS Evening News. CBS managing editor. So according to a DOJ official, someone that she reportedly spoke to, and she knows the name, that DOJ official lied to her and she didn't do the slightest bit of fact checking. But it doesn't matter because it's Donald Trump. So even though they are now caught and it is completely, well, I'll put out a fact check on this tomorrow unless April wants to write up one tonight. Fact check, true. They did take Donald Trump's passports. And here's the emails. You can all find them. Trey from California is the Twitter where he actually posts a screenshot. This is how fake news works, folks. The Biden administration actively feeds half-truth and lies to the media and willingly amplifies, advancing a partisan narrative to attack Trump. And that's whoever this Taylor Brudowich, I don't even know who he is. Let's see. He's a director of communications for Save America and Donald Trump. So that's who he is. So isn't that crazy? Isn't it crazy that they just make this shit up and everyone is just like, oh, no. And even now that they're caught, there's not going to be any retraction. Nora O'Donnell's not going to say anything about it. Nope. In fact, nope. She doesn't. She said, we're also learning tonight that any items not contained in the warrant will be retrieved during the FBI search at Mar-a-Lago. They will be returned. And then they don't say anything else because it doesn't matter to them. They're not going to do a retraction on this story and fire Nora O'Donnell for being a moron. No, because it's Donald Trump. Donald Trump, you can literally just make up anything you want about him, and it doesn't matter. They're not going to fact check you negative. It's the craziest thing. Right? They're not going to fact check it and say, well, so-and-so, Nora O'Donnell lied. We will, because she did. She lied. CBS News lies. It's a given now. We know that. She's a managing editor for CBS Evening News. That means she's in charge. And she lied. And nobody cares. There's even more. And I know a lot of people have been pushing for other people to join these alternative social media sites like Truth Social, like Gab, like Getter. Let me tell you something. They're all the same. They're all the same. You may have heard this news story today about this man who was arrested by, where is this article? I moved it. I moved it. I can do it. Right here. Pennsylvania man was arrested and charged with making threats against the FBI on the right-wing social media site Gab after special agents searched the former President Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate last week. Adam Bies was charged with influencing, impeding, or retaliating against a federal law enforcement official after social media exploitation team in the FBI's National Threats Operations section referred a tip about a Gab post by the user Blank Focus. The user, according to the FBI affidavit, posted that employees of the Bureau deserve to die. I'm not going to read what he wrote. He was threatening FBI agents. And here's the thing, because they even, in this NBC News article, they actually cited the actual complaint, which is weird, right? Because you would think that they wouldn't cite the complaint if they're not going to provide all of the quotes. Because the quote that they included there where they said, my goal is to kill more of them before I drop, stuff like that. That's not even the most extreme of the things that he said. This guy is batshit crazy and deserves to be locked up. With that said, when you actually look at the actual charging document by the government, you realize just how much these social media, what is Gab champion on? Free speech, First Amendment rights, this, government's not going to tell us what to do. Well, yep, yes, they do. Yes, they do. According to this complaint, they certainly do. Listen to this. On August 11th, this is from the actual charging document. On August 11th, 2022, the emergency disclosure, let me go back one. On or around August 11th, the FBI National Threat Operations Section, social media exploitation team, received a tip from MEMRI, Domestic Terrorism Threat Monitor. Now, if you search MERMI, whatever it is, MEMRI, Domestic Terrorism Threat Monitor, and you look that up, it is a left-wing outlet. They just go after right-wingers and say they're all fringe and all the same stuff that everybody always does. But they apparently are feeding the FBI all this information to go after people. This guy deserved to go after, but listen, or he deserves to be in jail for what he said. And I know a lot of people can argue and say, well, it's a First Amendment speech. This guy seemed like he wanted to kill FBI agents. And if I had a family member that was for some reason in the FBI, which I don't know if they would, I don't know if I had a family member that was in the FBI that I could even consider them a family member anymore, because I like to think that people in my lineage, right, we have some honor, and we wouldn't work for an organization that, sucks and lies to the American public day after day after day. But whatever, that's another topic for another day. Anyway, this person, according to Gab, or according to this complaint, the threats that were mentioned in the article are made again. And then this is where it gets interesting. Because keep in mind, today is the 15th. This fucker was arrested. When was he arrested? Yesterday, I believe. This article was written at 3:57 p.m. So I think he was arrested yesterday. So you're talking within 3 days, all of the above, or everything I'm about to say happened, which is quite miraculous, really. If you think about it, the FBI can actually move that quick, but they can't go get Hunter Biden's laptop. Look, you threaten them, and then they actually do their job. But Hunter Biden smokes crack and throws guns in dumpsters in school zones, and it doesn't matter. Nobody goes after him. It's really weird. Anyway, on August 11th, an emergency disclosure request was issued to Gab via their online Codex law enforcement portal regarding the Blank Focus account. On the same date, a preservation letter for the account was submitted to Gab via email. In response to the EDR, Gab provided the subscriber information. This was without a warrant, without a subpoena. Nope, they submitted an emergency disclosure request. And Gab said, okay, here's all the information, including IP addresses, everything. Everything. Past messages, internal chats. They did everything. They provided everything. Listen. They put this guy's his fake email. He had a fake website, which I'm really perplexed. Why didn't the media report on AdamKennethCampbell.com, which is in this thing? Because he went by a fake name, Adam Campbell. But why didn't they go to the website, adamkennethcampbell.com? Not a single article that I saw, and maybe there are some now. But earlier when I was looking at this, I didn't see any articles mention that website at all. Why? Because you would go to it and you read the little about section and you realize this dude is fucking batshit crazy. He has it's like a manifesto of nothing. And it's not even, it's like literally nothing. The guy is fucking nuts. Anyway, furthermore, the following was provided in a chat log disclosed by Gab. So not only did they release his name, not only did they give him the IP address, his address, everything, they also gave the chats and said, I use a fake name for my photography and Gab so that corporate America can't Google me out of a job. And it goes on, and then Gab proceeds to provide them with so much information. So much information. All the different tweets that they post. So everyone that's like, oh, Gab, go to Gab, it's free speech. I know RSBN has sponsorships from Gab left and right? Left and right. Why? Because they are seemingly an arm of the FBI and an arm of the DOJ where they voluntarily turn over information. The FBI could call me right now and ask me for footage, even though the January 6th, we gave them their footage. They could call me right now and ask me for footage from January 6th, even though they already have it. But if they were to do it, and I'd say, nope, subpoena it. Dead ass, because I wouldn't. They are the most corrupt organization right now outside of the Biden administration. They are an arm of the Biden administration. The Gretchen Whitmer kidnapping plot is the only thing I can just to show how fucked they are. You know what I mean? And the guy that led that botched investigation into Gretchen Whitmer, he's the one that was transferred in charge now of the J6 investigation. He was in charge of the DC bureau. Weeks leading up to January 6th, he literally led a plot to kidnap the governor of Michigan, and then that failed, and they all knew it failed, and the people were acquitted, so they they were acquitted after the fact because the government set them up, and the juries were able to figure that out. And then this same guy gets rewarded and becomes a bureau chief or whatever in Washington, D.C., and now leads the investigations into January 6th. Unbelievable. But it is insane. It's insane. Now, with that said, I have a fine line of what is legal and what is not legal. And I understand First Amendment, you should be able to say whatever you want, blah, blah, blah. There are laws in place. You can't threaten FBI agents. I don't know if this guy is going to, actually get, well, if he's charged in Washington, D.C., the guy's done. It doesn't matter. They'd be like, oh, you got a picture of Trump on your blog, you're fucked. That's it. But you have this sticky situation where the federal government is saying, well, you're not free to say what you want. Even if what you're saying is completely and utterly bullshit, radical crap. But the federal government's like, no, you don't have that right anymore. Because, well, for whatever reason, you just don't have that right. Which is, that in itself is a little concerning to me. That the federal government can overstep so much. And it's concerning that a private entity that prides themselves, what is Gab's motto? Isn't it something stupid? Now I got to look it up. Gab free speech. I'm just going to look that up. Let me see here. Oh, so this fucking internet's probably not working anymore. So I can't look anything up. Wonderful. But you know what I mean? Isn't it crazy? And just like someone just said in the chat, we don't even know what happened with those pipe bombs being put there. We don't even the FBI informant. Guys, read the complaints. Go to Pacer, set up a Pacer account. It's open to the public. It costs you money. Whatever. Look up the Enrique Tarrio charging documents. Look up the Stuart Rhodes charging documents. You're going to see that they have commonalities. FBI informant number 1, confidential informant number 2, FBI this, FBI that. How can anyone believe that 2 known confidential informants for the government were leading the 2 radical groups that apparently plotted with Donald Trump to storm the Capitol? How can anyone believe that? Enrique Tarrio, leader of the Proud Boys. He was a confidential informant, noted in court documents as a prolific informer. You're telling me that his handler decided that, hey, guess what? We're going to drop you. We're not going to trace what you're doing anymore. You could become the leader of a violent white supremacist group, gang, right? That's a terror organization in other states. Lead an assault on the Capitol, and we're not going to check up on you, even though you've turned in like dozens of people and set them up on human trafficking and drug smuggling. That's fine. Come on, dude. It's so dirty. It's so dirty. That's the reason why I can't support any of this shit. I can't support the FBI, and I'm a huge fan of police. You know, I've spent so long backing the blue, you know, and it sucks because the FBI is corrupt as fuck, which is sad. It is sad as hell. Someone said, what is this about dirty nuclear bombs all of a sudden showing up because of Trump? It's because of what I just said. They're just making shit up. They're just making shit up. You know, Fox News was doing it. Fox News, I heard a commentator yesterday say Donald Trump was trying. What if Donald Trump was attempting to sell confidential nuclear codes to a foreign government? Why would you even say that? That is not journalism. That's hyperbole, or however you say it. That's what it is. That's stirring the pot. That's trying to be like, look, Donald Trump had documents that he wasn't supposed to have, allegedly, even though there's been no case set. So here's the thing. This is what's going to happen, right? They're going to arrest Donald Trump with 100%, no doubt in my mind. They will indict him and they will arrest Donald Trump. Or at least, I don't know. I don't know if they're going to go with a SWAT team. In all reality, the only thing they have to do is go, hey, Secret Service, yeah, we have a warrant for his arrest. And that's it. That's what they're going to do. They're going to just go and grab him. Actually, no, they'd probably make a show of it and let all the media go. But I have no doubt in my mind that with this charging document that they are going to charge him. No doubt in my mind whatsoever. Then he'll go to court and it won't be televised because it'll be a federal case, right? And it's going to go on and ever and ever. And they'll release little court documents one by one in an effort to stop him from running for president. If they are able to speed the trial up and push for a trial, and he goes in front of a jury in Washington, D.C., he will be found guilty of whatever they want to charge. Now, listen, then his case will be appealed. And then it's all done. Because the full power, there's policies, there's no rules in place. They have rules, but they don't have policies in terms of declassifying anything. The highest person, according to all legislation we have with the declassifying authority, is the president of the United States. He literally could say out loud, this whole box of documents, I don't even care what it is, it's declassified. And there is no precedent to challenge him. So it would go in front of a Supreme Court case, and then they would be like, well, you know what? He, according to laws, he doesn't need anybody's permission. I don't know. It's my belief is that they will arrest him because this isn't working. Look at the polls now. Donald Trump is up. He's up. 3 out of 5 conservatives, 3 out of 5 Republicans said they would vote for him now, which is the highest polling record he's ever had. Isn't that one of the craziest things you've ever heard? It's insane. It truly, truly is. This whole thing is insane. And they think it's going to work. They think it's going to work. They think that the White House press secretary is just going to be like, I can't talk about an ongoing investigation. The White House press corps can put out a statement. We had no knowledge of this. Merrick Garland can go up and read a prepared statement and lie to the American public. The CBS News can report government-fed lies to everybody and not fact check it. And there's nobody to hold them account. They don't care. They don't care. I don't think Donald Trump was ever going to run for a second term, is my personal belief. I don't think, and I've said that before on the air. I would love for him to run now more so than ever. But I don't think he's going to run. I've never thought he was going to run. I think he's doing it. He's raising a bunch of money, and he's building a political super PAC that can never be touched. You know what I mean? But that's my belief. That's my belief. And I don't know, man. It's very, very frustrated. It's very frustrating. Someone said, why are red fake tough guy? Matthew, are you starting shit with me randomly on your YouTube? Unbelievable. Anyway, guys, like I was saying in the beginning, I need you guys to go to Pure Truth Coffee. I need this to be the biggest day in sales that I've ever had. Okay? I truly mean it. If you can, I need your help. There's some opportunities that have presented themselves for us from the Freedom Rally or the Freedom Fest, which we're going to September 10th in Kentucky. I hope all of you guys come. They are going to allow tents. I told them that I'm probably going to have a large ass group that's going to be there probably the night before. We'll cook up a bunch of shit. So whatever you can do, if you want to support us directly, you can send Cash Apps and Venmos. Go to, what is it? Is it fantifa? I don't have internet, so I can't even check. Is it still fantifa or did they switch that website? Hold on, let me check. But yeah, all my Cash App and Venmo shit's over there if you want to do it. But I prefer you just go to puretruthcoffee.com and buy something from over there. Yeah, it's fantifa.live. If you go there, it's got all of our Cash App, which is Freight Broker Live, Venmo, my name, PayPal email, Zelle email. Right now, PayPal's Cash App and Venmo are the best. It's the best because we have a lot going on. And I don't want to say it because, sometimes I get ahead of myself and I talk too much. But, I talk too much about what I want to do. And then, it takes longer for me to do it. So this we have an incredible opportunity. Cold brew is part of that opportunity. K-Cups are part of that opportunity. This coffee merchandising plan is part of the opportunity and so much more. So, I'm trying to raise as much as I can right now through sales. So buy coffee. FedEx was supposed to deliver 400 pounds of coffee today. They didn't. I don't know where the fuck it is. It was in Winchester, but they never put it on the truck, apparently. So maybe it'll come tomorrow. So I'm going to package all that. That's like the Wake Up America, the breakfast blend. We're waiting on that, a couple of them. But I sent out 40 plus coffee orders today. Get your pre-orders for the Mega Box because it's amazing. Did you guys know, in addition to being a best-selling author, Inside the Mind of Joseph Biden, it's available on Amazon. Right? Yeah. True story. Check it out. It's even got a picture of me. It's amazing. Every page is as blank as Joe Biden's promises. It's a great novelty book, and it truly is on Amazon. We've sold quite a bit of them, except I don't know when I get paid that money either, just like everything else. But in addition to being a wonderful author, do you know I'm also a singer? Who remembers this song? Well, I'm going to tell you a story now about someone who thought it would be wise to place an order in our store and then charge it back when she receives the merchandise. Her name is Kay Taylor. This story is a weird one. It goes all the way back to October 30th when she placed an order for the November mystery box. Now, you may know these boxes were special because they had challenge coins in them, right? Yeah, well, we shipped out her box on November 16th and it was delivered to her front porch on November 19th at 10:45 a.m. She got all the goods. She has the shirts and the coffee. She got the challenge coin, but what did she do next? It's frightening. She took a page out of the Biden administration. She charged back her card today. We're fighting it. She is the definition of a shit bird. I mean, can you believe that she would do this while I'm battling a stomach bug and I had to come into the office to record this song? I'm fighting it. Maybe I'll drive out to Ohio and knock on her front door and say, "Why are you scamming me, you shitbird?" I bet she voted for Biden. I bet she voted for Biden. It wouldn't surprise me at all. She won't answer her emails. Is she hiding like Biden? Let's go, Brandon. Stop scamming, lady. No one likes scammers. I could put all your information on blast if I really wanted to. to, but I won't, cause I'm not a scumbag. Stop acting like Antifa K. Taylor. Yeah! Shitbird. Asshole. Well, welcome back. That was a classic song. So now this kind of sucks because for some reason, I don't know what it is, but this computer randomly drops the internet. And so I've come up with a fail-safe, so now it goes to this one and streams out. So my stream is still live, but the only problem is I have no internet whatsoever. So I can't, well, maybe some of the videos and shit that I had to talk about I could still do. Yeah, I could do a little bit, but I can't like see my chat anymore. I can't, bullshit. And I don't know why it does it, but that's the good part because tomorrow, 10 o'clock, going to hand over the money for the new place, for the new office. Guess what? I'm going to build the big warehouse. So one side is going to be used for all the packing and shipping and all that stuff. The other side, I'm going to get a green screen, like full on, like, you know, top all the way down to the bottom. And then I'm going to be playing a lot of music because like right now I've got apartments up above my store here. I've got a dentist office right next door. And then there's an alley on this side. And I can hear them walking. I hear them vacuuming and doing all that. So if I'm sitting in here belting out songs about scammers and shit that piss me off, they're all going to hear it. You know what I mean? And I have this incredible case of stage fright, even though you wouldn't think it, right? Because I talk for a living. But I do. So it makes it, like, for example, my wife has never heard me actually sing. Ever. I got super intoxicated years ago when I lived in communist Portland, Oregon. Years and years ago, before my wife, before everything, before Portland really sucked ass. And I did an open mic when I was gone. And I got a standing ovation because I do have some skills. And you know what's weird? Because when I was like a youngin', I was in all state choirs and all that stuff too. I really was. No joke. I could sing. I have stage fright. Not really stage fright. I sing too loud. Like one day with my wife did hear me. I sang Meatloaf at a karaoke bar with her friend, and they dared me to do it. And I was drinking pretty heavily too. But yeah, you know, I would do anything for love. That one, yeah, I belted the shit out of that. But I won't do that. You know. Anyway, yesterday we talked about all these mass shootings and everything. Oh, by the way, I got to give a shout out to Stevie. Okay, you know who you are. I keep forgetting your real name, so I don't know if that's it, the whole thing. So I don't want to say the whole thing, but shout out to you, man. You just sent me a really big Cash App. That is awesome. That is one of the things that we needed. I have such an opportunity. Like this is literally going to be able to take Pure Truth Coffee, which in turn, Citizen Stringer, because here's the thing. Like, listen, I had a meeting at 10 o'clock, or no, what was it? 3:30 this morning. And they made the people that I was in a meeting with may watch this. They asked me about what we plan on doing with election coverage. And they're a big tech company that deals with streaming and all that stuff. And they have this new capability that they want us to test for election coverage, which means that there may be a possibility that we may start, there's a lot of stuff, you know, like the K-Cups, everybody's been asking for it. They have a massive, like, for one, here's one thing I wanted to do. I wanted to make, like when we do our coffee right now is I have these labels. Well, actually this is a piece of paper, right? Because I printed on the wrong one, but I have essentially sheets, right? And I print all the labels myself. I rip them off of this thing myself and I put them onto the bags. The coffee comes, now it's all packaged, but it comes to me packaged and then I label it up here. The problem with this is it doesn't look the way I want. So I'm working out pricing in order to get fully printed, like, so, you know, full wrap printing on the actual coffee bags with SKUs and all that stuff. And then we are going to, like I told Brad the other day, and Bruce, if you're watching, By Christmas time, you're going to be like, holy shit, I can't believe this, because I have such great plans. For example, we're giving away coffee too. And I know I may lose some of you from watching right now, and that's fine, because we're not talking about the news. We just talked about the news for the first part. Let me talk about the news of this company for a little bit. And I can't see the chat. This is amazing. So I can't even see if you guys are all bitching, which is beautiful. Hopefully the views are still here. And the worst part is I can't even see if anyone's buying anything from the store either. I can't see anything. Anyway, fuck. Oh, so I went to today. Like I had a couple of meetings. I had the meeting at 3:30, which was very interesting. I don't know if I relayed how interested I was, because I was still really pissed off about the news cycle and everybody lying and hating reporting the news. So I was ranting about that during the beginning of the meeting, and I'm like, I hope you, and I kept apologizing, because, my normal way that I talk, I curse. It's an awful thing, but I do. And, but I was bitching about it. But this morning, I've been meaning, there's one store that I've been meaning to go in every single day and pitch our coffee idea to them. Pitch it. Well, guess what? Turns out that this guy doesn't own just one convenience store. He owns quite a few. And I pitched our coffee idea to him, and he's like, I will sign up right now. Right now. You know why? Because they don't make money selling coffee. So if we give them the coffee machine, we lease it to them for free, but it's our machine. And we provide the coffee in the cups and all that stuff. And the only caveat is they have to give away the coffee, which is going to drive traffic in. This guy's like, done, let's do it. So I know that that's good. The reason why I'm trying to raise tonight as much money as I can is because I have to place a big order for these machines. I want to get the K-Cups, that process started, which takes 4 to 6 weeks just for them, because they have to custom print all of the lids, and then they have to custom print all the boxes, because the boxes will be fully wrapped. And they have 1,000 minimum order. No, it's more than that. I think it's 1,000 boxes minimum order per SKU, which is a lot, which I think works out to be 500 pounds. So it's actually more than the last one per SKU. So there's a lot, but it costs a lot of money. That's why I'm asking you guys, go buy the mega boxes. That's the best thing you can do to support us. And you're going to get the sickest stuff. And some of you guys are going to get the coffee sampler, right? Instead, you're going to get 2 pounds of coffee, but instead of just 1 pound of this, 1 pound of this, no, you're going to get 2 pounds in total, are 2 pounds total of every single blend. And we're going to have some new blends, including one that's supposed to be in this package. And for all the coffee lovers that don't want to order a whole pound of coffee because you only drink 1 pot of coffee a week, we're going to start selling 2-ounce bags of coffee for like $2 or $3 each. We're doing it. We're doing all the things that people have said. One of the things I want to do, eventually can't do it right now because the money's not there, but I want to hire a graphic designer to design new t-shirts and stuff like that we then print here in-house. So again, I want to give a big shout out to Stevie, all right, because you did a huge Cash App, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate that, because we need it. We need it. There's so many opportunities that we haven't been able to take. For example, let me just bitch a little bit, and then we'll get back to the news. Okay. Just give me a second. Okay. YouTube revenue down dramatically. The lowest that I've had since the Freight Broker Live days before the riots, the lowest month we've had. Our website doesn't make any money. We lose money. In fact, a lot of money every single month on the news website. Facebook, I don't even know if I get paid from them anymore, to be honest, because they always just miss their payments, and then it comes and it's not the amount that it says it's supposed to get. So the way we are surviving and the way we were paying all the bills before was with the coffee and all that stuff. That the whole system is changing. It has to, because otherwise, I'm going to have to choose one or the other. You know what I mean? So we're going to change the way we're doing the news. April, sorry. I'll call you tomorrow and we'll figure it out. But we're going to change the way they do that. And we're going to focus heavily on this show, and focus heavily on the coffee. So Citizen Stringer, the website, Citizen Stringer TV, they're not going anywhere because this show is still going to be live every day. And I'm going to add more shows. That's the best part. That back room is going to be a podcast studio where I'm going to go to local people, and I want them to come in and record their own podcast. We'll air that on our network, and maybe I'll even pay them. Like, because we need to hear what people are actually experiencing, what they know about news. You know, there's, you know, yesterday's conversation motivated me. I left here after I did that live stream where I was just ranting for half an hour. I left here and I was like, okay, this is it. You know, this is it. I've been trying to make all these different things work all at once and all these different pieces. Fuck it. Nope. You know what's working real well? The store. Giving TVs away and all that stuff really, really, you know, brought us to where we need to be. So we're going to be doing more giveaways. This show, you know, hopefully April will take a more proactive role with this show because, for one, she writes like I think, which is amazing. And she will write some like an opening monologue or something that won't have swear words in it. Like, wouldn't that be nice for the kiddies so they could watch the first half and then the other half? I'm like, this is unfiltered. Hide your kids. Hide your kids, hide your wife. Anyway, so one of the stories that I talked about yesterday, so go to puretruthcoffee.com and buy out everything. Buy it till it says it doesn't have it in stock anymore. Like, if you buy one t-shirt, buy like 17 of them. These t-shirts will be on sale tomorrow. These brands, even though they're a little bit earlier, but they'll be on everyone that got the first mega box that we did, those 4 designs. Oh, do I have this set up? No, you can't see. But I have this, you know, tomorrow, once I get all the rest of the coffee and those cabinets are full, wait till you see the front. It looks so badass. I got some shirts hanging up there now, sweatshirts. It's going to be awesome. Anyway, so we talked about the shooting yesterday. Sorry, this is a weird segue, right? I just jumped right back into it. We talked about all these mass shootings yesterday. We talked about the mall shooting, Six Flags shooting, all the other stuff that everybody talks about and mainstream media ignores. I got in arguments last night on Twitter with all these people that are like, oh, you know, your data is incorrect. These are not mass shootings. And then they resort to name calling or just straight up block me. I got blocked by a doctor yesterday. Yeah, because I was like, hey, listen, you're a doctor. You probably had to do a lot of research for that, right? Well, why don't you just go to gunviolence.org and look up the mass shootings. Matter of fact, here, we already did it. Look at these numbers. You know what I did what she did as soon as I provided her with facts? And this is on my Twitter page, but mind you, she blocked me because she couldn't handle the facts. We reported and we analyzed all the data. We know how many people were shot. We know how many guns, 64 of the 85 mass shootings that we identified the shooters with, 64 of those people were not, 64 of those shooters or 64 of the 85 shootings were not legal here's the thing. It wasn't that they were not legally possessing the gun. It was that they were barred from owning the gun. 7 we weren't able to determine, and 14 of the mass shootings were legal gun owners. But we had that data. This doctor was like, no. Anyway, so this mass shooting, I talked about this, and this is the one that kind of set me off yesterday and made me lose my shit. There's a shooting, and maybe it's because my kids are playing football now, and like the meeting I was in, one of them had to bail at 4:00 because they had to take their kids to football practice, and for a couple of seconds we like boasted about our kids making the teams and all that stuff, and it was cool, right? I'm proud that my son did it. I'm proud that he works hard, and I'm proud that he loves it. This shit scares the shit out of me though. Because we've seen the Little League shootings, right? There's shootings while Little League baseball players were playing in the spring. We saw all of those. There were multiple ones. It wasn't like 1 or 2 where little children, younger than 11 years old, had to dive on the ground or scramble or yell for their mom from the outfields as groups of these gangbangers are shooting at each other. We've covered that, right? There's always been football violence. Dads get worked up. They end up going and throwing fists and all this stuff. This in Texas was completely different because a guy lost his shit and someone pulled a gun and shot and killed him. And he was a coach of this Little League football team and his son was a quarterback. Children were on the field as a grown man pulled a gun and shot and killed another one. It's insane. It's insane. I got to give another shout out. We just got another Venmo and I appreciate that. Andrea, thank you so much. Thank you. And yeah, Andrea, if send me a couple of designs, just random. You can watermark them, but email. You have my email, Andrea. Send me a couple of designs. You know what? Patriotic and coffee. That's it. And it doesn't need to be both. You could do like some coffee and some patriotic designs. But it turns out the guy that was arrested, he turned himself in this morning. This was a shooting yesterday. He turned himself in. His name is 39-year-old Yaqub Salik Talib. Now, He was identified in the suspect of the murder of the 43-year-old Michael Hickman, and he surrendered at Dallas County Jail on an outstanding warrant for first-degree murder. Investigators believe the shooting took place shortly before 9 p.m. during a youth football game at Lancaster Community Park after opposing coaches got into a physical altercation that escalated when someone pulled out a gun and fired a shot. That killed Hickman. Hickman was transported to Methodist Central Hospital for treatment and later died. The suspected gunman, later identified as Keith Talib, left the park after the shooting and was wanted by police until he surrendered. Children were present during the incident and are being interviewed as part of the ongoing investigation. Now, I saw early reporting that the coach that was killed, that his son was the quarterback on the field while his dad was shot and killed by this scumbag. And the reason why this is making national news, the only reason this is making national news, is because the title. Brother of former NFL player Aqib Talib surrenders to police in shooting of youth football coach. So the only reason this is national news and that anybody has heard about it is because the shooter he's the brother of a famous NFL player. Now you may go back and say, oh, I know Aqib Talib, and I'm probably saying his name wrong. But, well, yeah, he was the guy that was arrested, right? And then it turned out they didn't want him. They wanted his brother. Yeah, that's the same guy, this brother, who was barred from owning a gun. Go figure that one out, stupid liberal doctor on Twitter. How did this happen? How would stopping legal gun ownership stop this guy who was illegally possessing a gun from killing someone on a Little League baseball field? Oh, that's right. It wouldn't, because you know what? The people that are going out and committing the majority of the mass murders are not legal gun owners. Incredibly novel. It's an incredibly novel concept, right? Not really. It's very, it's stupid is what it is. It shouldn't even be something. Someone said, people are being attacked on the Common Sense Conservatives live stream. I just got my internet back. Yeah, that's fucking, I don't need, I mean, that's newsworthiness. Hold on. Is that on YouTube? Yeah, but
deny women single-sex provision.
I'm not seeing people being attacked. This isn't live anymore. Is this?
To celebrate
Stuff going on right now. There were a while ago. And we're a
yeah, so that's not live. I don't know if he was live, and I saw some pushing and shoving, but the comment that I saw in the chat was like, "Oh wait, this is live."
State Patrol standing across the street, over there.
So this is the Common Sense Conservative on YouTube. Everyone can go follow him, because I'm not going to show this forever because I fucking don't want to, But this is the Common Sense Conservative on YouTube. I'm also I do have an update, and I'll keep watching that on the other screen and see if anything transpires. But apparently, feminists and LGBT protest 80-year-old woman banned from YMCA. So he's traveling, I guess. Yeah, because did you guys hear that story of the 80-year-old woman? I know we wrote about it, but it was actually, I heard about it several days before that. This 80-year-old woman went to the YMCA to complain because a dude was in a woman's locker room. Yeah, the dude identifies as a trans or whatever, looks like a dude. The woman went to complain because a dude was in a locker room with little children. That's all she did. She went to complain, and the YMCA banned her. Banned her. So her and her 80-year-old buddies, all these fragile old women, went out and held a protest outside of the YMCA. Then it started getting national attention, so people started paying attention to it. It's the craziest thing. It's the craziest thing that this right now, this massive protest is what would happen when 80-year-old women stand up for their right to change in private. without being in the presence of men. And guess what? If you have you're a man. Like literally. That's it. That's it. You can't just be like, oh, I'm a woman now. No, it doesn't work that way. Because what about the consideration of everybody always talks about what about considerations of the people, of the one that wants to be identified as whatever? What about all the other people? That's the thing I've never understood. While they try to push trans people to be able to use the same bathroom or, the sex that they identify as with bathrooms, what about the people that want to use those bathrooms and not be around that? You've never really heard about that. You've never really gotten to the bottom of it because, again, that's not the politically correct way of thinking, which is sad. I don't, many of you guys disagree with me. I don't give a shit if a dude wants to dress up as a woman. I do, however, care if a dude dressed up as a woman goes into the bathroom, say, with one of my nieces, because it's fucking not right. That'd be like me deciding, hey, guess what? I'm a woman today and walking into a female bathroom. It's just not right. It's just not right. And is it right for that person that identifies as a woman, whether or not we all agree with that? Is it right? Well, yeah, see, there is shit happening. Fuck, man. I don't want to show this shit forever. These are old ass people too, and they're pushing on them like that.
To make sure that we didn't have to have our fathers to buy.
But what I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted by some garbage going back and forth. Again, this feed is the Common Sense Conservative on YouTube. See, there's people grabbing them. They're definitely. Why do they think they can do that?
We follow the Constitution. We follow American tradition. We follow sex-based rights. We better Ginsburg.
Oh, look. So that's a dude that was just grabbing that woman. And he's holding a sign for trans rights and all that stuff. And he was just assaulting a woman. Isn't that weird? So we already know they don't believe in women's rights. Here's the cops. Good. About time.
Police have finally made an appearance.
Finally. They are stealing people's shoes. They tried to steal my phone.
Now, finally, after 51 minutes of this, have decided to intervene.
So this has been going on. This is the Common Sense Conservative saying this has been going on for 51 minutes.
This is what happens when women try to speak up for sex-based rights. Can you guys want to go?
I don't even. Oh, you know what I was going to say? I was going to be diplomatic about this whole thing. And part of me doesn't even want to. Part of me wants to be like, fuck all this shit. But part of me wants to be diplomatic. I wish I could put an overlay like Common Sense Conservative on YouTube. That's who this is. Oh, look, they're arresting the trans rights dude. Look at him. Good. Because he was the one that was assaulting the woman. I saw that. It's right captured on the video. We all watched that. He was assaulting what looked to be an elderly woman. I mean, if you all saw that, we all saw it together. We all watched it together. Anyway, I'll try to be a little diplomatic here because while I don't think it's right for a trans dude to go use a restroom, a woman's restroom, I also don't think it's right to force a trans dude who wants to be a woman. Is that what you would call it? Fuck it. I don't care. To be forced to use the bathroom with men. So what do? Unisex bathrooms. Isn't that what happened? It's kind of the same thing as gay marriage, right? It's kind of the same thing, right? Everyone wanted gay marriage. Normal people like me were just like, hey, you know what? Who cares? Whoever you love who you love. It doesn't matter. There's religious people where they have a different view, and that's fine. That's fine. But I believe you love who you love, and I don't give a shit. It doesn't affect me. You know what I mean? It doesn't affect me. And I know a lot of you guys disagree with that mindset, and that's fine. You know, and that's the point of this show is just so people can hear out. But I don't know why people are pushing so much to say, well, I want to be recognized. Like, for example, like the dudes that are dressed as women that want to be recognized as women because that's what they identify as. Why are their rights more important than women who don't want to share women's rights with men who are, you know what I mean? That's a part that I keep like going over and saying, well, that's fucked up. Like if the solution was to build an extra restroom and call it a unisex restroom, then that's fine. Why don't they do that? You know what I mean? And that, for a long time, that was the solution to this issue, if you recall. That was the solution to the issue, is unisex restrooms. That was it. And then that wasn't enough. It's kind of like gay marriage. Gay marriage gave them marriage rights. It gave them all the same rights as marriage, the legal definition of marriage. But it wasn't enough. They wanted it to be called marriage. That's where the religious side of people that didn't give a fuck about it before, they're like, whoa, marriage is between a man and a woman. And I get that argument. I almost agree with that argument. But at the same point, who fucking cares? Who cares? A dude marrying another dude doesn't affect me. Like, do you know what I mean? Or a chick marrying another chick doesn't affect me. And I've never understood why so many people are bothered by other people's choices that don't affect you. Now, we're not talking about dudes dressing up and as chicks and then dancing around outside. We're not talking about that. That is a whole different thing. Or going the whole drag queen bullshit. No, there's something wrong with those people that are doing that in front of children. There's no excuse for that. But I don't understand why everyone gets so worked up over like one aspect of it. Like, and I don't know why there's not more conversation about that. Does that make sense? Like, I don't understand why there's not more conversation about, what about women's rights? Do you know what I mean? What happened to women's rights? Because women don't even have rights anymore. Because men that want to be identified as women are now taking over that, which is it's absolutely crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I can't see this chat, so I don't even know. I'm trying to see if I can open it on the other screen.
The Washington State Pacific Northwest to stand opposed to an 80-year-old woman who told a man to get out of the locker room.
Okay, so he's yelling, and he's given the background of the story, the same thing I just said. These people are out here protesting. This is the craziest part. Like, here, I want this to make sense to all the leftists that watch this right now. If you don't think there is an issue, with this protest taking place right now, then you are part of the issue. Because what they are protesting against is a woman making up her mind and standing up for what she believes. Do you understand? That's what this protest is against. It's against a woman's right to choose. Holy fuck, look at that. Because she chose to not want to be in the same bathroom as a dude that wants to be a woman. So these people are literally arguing against a woman's rights to choose. Holy shit, my mind is blown right there.
She did not act out of hate. She acted on gut instinct.
That's crazy. Like, I just thought of that right there. That was pretty good, right? That was pretty good. I don't care who you are right there. That shit was pretty good. Here, is this the chat? Can I see this? Oh, maybe. Someone said, what are we watching here? So I don't know where this is. I thought this was in Pennsylvania or something. So this is, we wrote an article on Citizen Stringer. April wrote an article on Citizen Stringer. There was a 80-year-old woman who walked into a bathroom at a YMCA, a locker room, right? And a dude, a younger guy, was in there that identifies as a woman. And he was apparently like a counselor or something, but he was with a bunch of children that were bathing in showering. And it creeped out the old woman so much that she went out and told the YMCA. She's like, this is not right. This person is in there with kids. I don't want this person in the women's locker room. It's not a woman. The person identifies as a woman, and therefore the YMCA actually banned her. Banned the 80-year-old woman, not the guy that was dressed as a girl going in the locker room with children, which is crazy. So the woman, the 80-year-old woman, was doing some nice stuff. Look at these morons. Up, here we go. Fight.
Across America to stand here today with James Alon. We are not okay with this. We will not go backwards. We are saying no. No
looks like
to
the police are actually doing
women's
something.
rights and no
Weird.
to the erasure of our voices. I ask that the line let Julie swim. Thank you.
All right. So where is this? Washington? It must be Washington. Someone said the trans had male parts in the same shower as the 80-year-old woman. Yeah, I mean, it's just not right. No matter what. It's because here's the thing. Why does one person's want supersede someone else's? That's the thing I can't understand, right? That and maybe someone, maybe in the chat, maybe you can explain, or if you don't want to do it publicly, send me an email. Because I'm really curious. I've never understood that in this argument. Like, listen, if you want to advocate for women's rights and the right to choose and all that, do that then. That's your right to go and do that. But why are they trying to Port Townsend, Washington is where it is, April said. Thank you, April. But why are they literally trying to take away the rights of women? Isn't that weird? You know? I don't know. It's weird to me. It may not be weird to you, but shit is me. It sucks because I got this thing zoomed in so much that it doesn't allow me to, like, watch. I want the chat to actually fit in there perfect, you know? Let me see. Can I do this? There. Now it works. Let's listen to what they're saying, okay?
Look at the woman putting down the thumb for feminism and women's rights. I love watching women say screw women's rights. It's the funniest thing in the world to me. Absolutely hilarious.
I'll be honest. I didn't know the Common Sense Conservative was still out. For anyone that doesn't know, the Common Sense Conservative, he's from the Portland, Washington area. He's been covering all of the craziness in Portland, all the riots, all of the political events, all the Back to Blue stuff. He's been covering it for a long time. Before I even covered any of this stuff, he's been covering it. So if you are not following the Common Sense Conservative, just literally look him up on YouTube as the Common Sense Conservative, and you'll find him. I don't know. I haven't seen him or any of his other videos, so I don't know how often he's doing videos now. Hold on. Yeah, see, I do have Hunter Biden's photos because I did write a song about Hunter Biden, and I was gonna put it out, but then I realized I could not even be remotely unbiased, or even it just made me. It made me annoyed. You know, it just made me annoyed. So gave it up. I'm loving it. Isn't that a song? I think it is. What the hell was I doing? I was supposed to be doing something here. Oh, fuck yeah, they fixed it. What the hell was I going to do? I was just going to do Twitter. Here's an update too, because I know BX Bullet's show was going to be live today on this platform. We were unable to get all of our feeds and everything fixed. See, I knew this was going to be. She didn't send me the feed yet. Oh yeah, she did right here. Copy link address. So I'm going to try to put this in the chat real quick. Her show starts at 10:30 Eastern. What I think you guys should do real quick, I'm just going to switch this over just very quickly. And I'm just going to throw something in the chat for you guys. Go follow her show real quick. All right. That's, I believe. Let me see if that link even works now. It does. So go follow that show. She's going to do that. We will air this show tomorrow night after my show. I'm just going to grab it because we couldn't get it all hooked up. But this is BX Bullet. This is her YouTube channel. It's BX Bullet TV. She's going to be live on Citizen Stringer, probably maybe on her Wednesday show, or it may just be next week because this week is crazy. She starts her show at 9:30 Eastern. Oh, I thought it was at 10:30 Eastern. So she starts in 18 minutes. Well, it's a good thing we didn't have it all set up because it would have been screwed up. But anyway, I really I'm going to end my show anyway by the time she's on. But make sure you go over and follow her page and just subscribe to her too. She's been working hard at this for a long time. And she, it's hard, when you switch platforms. So give her a follow, go over to her YouTube and give her a follow. I put the link in the chat as well. Fuck was I gonna say? What was I gonna say? I don't even remember no more. Let's see. You want to listen to this show? I don't even want to. I'll be honest. I don't even want to listen because this is gonna remind me of like all the riots and shit. I have no urge to listen to this, but I'll do it for you guys. BX Bullet, I'm trying to get her to come on my show, like, maybe guest host it once a week for me, or with me, like co-host it, or just do the show and go through the news headlines. I'm gonna work on that. Here we go. What's going on here?
Never smile because activism works. Always
Somebody took his phone. I think is what they said. I don't know. Sorry, everyone that's listening on Citizen Stringer Radio. If you haven't figured that out, we're live on Citizen Stringer Radio as well, and we will be every day. You can go to TuneIn. You can listen to it. Like if you're a truck driver, you can listen to Citizen Stringer Radio 24/7. We got music that plays at night. We've got all the shows during the day. Make sure you check it out and give it a follow. Anyway, right now we're watching who are we watching? The Common Sense Conservative on YouTube. The Common Sense Conservative. Right now, just for anyone that's listening with the podcast or on the radio station, right now we're watching, I guess, protest footage. There's some pushing and shoving. I haven't seen any fists being thrown, but they're protesting outside, I believe, of a YMCA in Port something, Washington, and they're protesting against an 80-year-old woman who wants the right to be able to shower in a bathroom without having men that are dressed or that identify as women in the restroom. And literally there are hundreds of people protesting against women's rights, which, just like the Common Sense Conservative said, is completely crazy. It's completely crazy because they march for women's rights all the time, right? But why don't women's rights matter? Why doesn't the right of that 80-year-old woman to be able to shower in a shower without, men being in there, why doesn't she have that right? It's crazy. It's crazy. Someone said, wait till the sun goes down. This is Port Washington, so the sun's not going to go down. But I wouldn't be surprised that this is getting a little bit of play. So I wouldn't be surprised if Antifa doesn't try to show up. I don't know how far they are from Antifa's parents' basements and stuff like that. But if Antifa gets together and goes out and protests, but there's cops there. Antifa's known to be little cowards, so maybe they wouldn't show up. It's sad, man.
Apparently somebody grabbed one of the flags, one of the trans flags, brought it over from the little dwarf guy.
These are the kinds of situations that women must.
I guess they're blocking him.
Complaining to the police about somebody taking his flag, I guess. It's funny.
Whoa. That dude with all the tattoos and the hairy shoulders and the beard is a chick? Because he said that the trans... Oh, maybe it was a trans guy. That dude's got bigger arms than I do. Like, if that's a girl, he's not competing in drug tested powerlifting. Let me tell you that. The sun does not go down in Washington. No, it's a hellhole. Isn't Washington the state where drugs have been decriminalized, hard drugs? Or is that just Portland, Oregon? I don't remember. They're all crazy over there. They would march for that 80-year-old woman to murder her unborn child and have an abortion. Yeah. The whole thing doesn't make any sense. That's the hypocrisy of everything. And I wish mainstream media would, pay attention to this kind of stuff because it makes you question it. That's the beauty of it. It makes you question. It makes you say, wait a second. How are you advocating for women's rights when you're not actually advocating for women's rights because you're trying to go against women's rights? Like this person saying trans rights are human rights. What about the rights of that 80-year-old woman? That is a question that should be asked. Why does a trans person's life trump a woman's life? You know what I mean? They should be equal. I understand. There's got to be some sort of give, right? Like a unisex bathroom. I don't know. I've for the life of me, I've never been able to understand this argument. You know what I mean? I also, and just like I said, for full transparency to people, I don't think it's fair to have a dude that identifies as a woman be forced to use a male restroom if they're uncomfortable with that. That's why you need to have a unisex bathroom. That's it. In a unisex bathroom is a single person, go in, do your business, and get out. That's normally where like men go in to poop because you don't want like all the other people being like, nice push, bro. Look, so are they assaulting each other? Oh, no, I switched off.
Gun Club as well. We got officers sitting there watching.
Just like I am an animal.
Look, yeah, Antifa's there. See that? Black cloud.
These are all
See, this is kind of crazy where they're all just pushing. The cops are right there. This is like physical contact. Maybe they're praying. Maybe that's what they're doing. They look pretty peaceful.
millions of people. They're helping us right now.
Look at his nice rainbow flag. That's very
As they
nice.
stand here and tell women to shut up, they think this story is about hate, but this story is about boundaries. This story is about women and girls having boundaries around our body. It is about discrimination. It's about sex-based discrimination. Discriminating against women and girls.
Holy shit. So wait, this is a protest. These women are all out protesting for the right to do their own, to make up, to be able to use the bathroom without having to share it with dudes. And all of these people are protesting against those women. That is even crazier. I thought it was the opposite way. I thought there were counter protesters, which were the actual, people that have their rights being infringed. Whoa. Look at the Antifa black clad little dude there.
With us today. I appreciate every single woman who spoke. I appreciate you standing up for women as whole human beings who deserve boundaries around our bodies. Thank you for being with us today.
I wonder if this is a permitted rally. That's what I'm curious. Is it a permitted rally? Because otherwise you would think that they would have put a stop to it by now, right? Because it's not peaceful. So
It'll be interesting to see how the police are going to clear this out.
that's what I'm saying. Again, we are watching the Common Sense Conservative on YouTube. The Common Sense Conservative. This is being streamed via fair use. This is newsworthy. We have reported on this before. This is newsworthy, which is why we're doing it under U.S. copyright law. There's your little disclaimer, in case anyone is curious. I don't think I'd ever get copywritten by Common Sense Conservative because that's a legal battle he doesn't want to get into. You know what I'm saying? He's a good dude, though. He's always out there. He's always out on the stuff on the West Coast. I don't know. I haven't seen him in a while, but I haven't really been paying attention either. So, at 9 o'clock for everyone on Citizen Stringer, at 9 o'clock, or actually 9:30, 10 minutes from now, the Pete Santilli show from 8 p.m. is going to replay, just so you know. And then my show, the full hour and a half of it will replay after that, and then it will switch over to the radio until 6:30 when my show replays again, and then the Pete Santilli morning episode will be live. But I want to just keep kind of talking over this a little bit because of the fact that we are doing a podcast and stuff too, to give a little context. So for anyone that isn't watching this right now, it's a very large group of trans rights activists protesting against women's rights activists. Very interesting development there, because apparently the women's rights, and you could see them now, the older women there that are standing up for their right to be able to use a bathroom uninhibited. They just want to be able to use the bathroom without dudes looking at them and stuff. Oh, look, it's the same trans dude. Did he just push over that woman? Don't believe in women's rights, huh?
Just tried jacking that American flag.
The cops were on the other side too. Unbelievable. That's crazy ass shit. These people are crazy. I don't care who you are out there. They are crazy. Guys, also, one of the things that's super important for me to remind all of you, we are trying our darndest to make as much as we can tonight, because we have an opportunity that we are likely not going to be able to pass up. So if you can, obviously go and support the Common Sense Conservative, which here, I'll show you real quick.
Isn't it hilarious?
Here's how you can support him. His PayPal, his Cash App, and Venmo are on his video. If you go to the Common Sense Conservative on YouTube, I'm going to be wrapping up here in a few minutes, but support him. But what I'm also asking people to do is to go buy our mega boxes. Because we have opportunities, we're going to start doing a cold brew. We're going to start doing the K-Cups and all that stuff with our new roaster. So I'm pretty excited about it, but we need to essentially raise a ton of money very quickly. And so that's what we're working on tonight. So if you can, go to puretruthcoffee.com, search for Mega, or April will put the link in the chat. You could buy the Mega Box, buy bags of coffee, buy t-shirts. The Scooter Steve t-shirts are up there. The Oreo Express, oh man, I should have did that. I would do anything for money. I should have made that shirt. I'll make a song about, all right. Yeah, if I make a ton, like if you just send me a ton of Cash Apps, a ton of Venmos, a ton of PayPals and all that stuff, and I never do this. I never be like, send me PayPals. I never do it. That's how important this is. I always just plug our store and tell you to get there. I will make an Oreo Express song. Because we have a golden opportunity right now. And as soon as it's done, the Oreo Express song will take me a little bit because I think my son wants a keyboard, like an MIDI keyboard, because he wants to like make beats. You know what's weird? 11-year-olds are really, really into rap, and it's such not good. Oh, you know what? That's what I was gonna do. How many of you guys have seen Loza Alexander's new song? This song is the catchiest shit ever. And hopefully he doesn't copyright me he won't copyright me. This is how I'm going to wrap out this show. Because this song is catchy as shit. Okay? Loza Alexander is a friend of mine. For any of you that don't know, he's a friend of mine. But he's probably one of the most talented musicians because he does all the beats, the lyrics, the singing, all the rap, all the background stuff. He does it all himself, which is incredibly talented for an independent musician. But he wrote another song called Dear Trump 2 Mar-a-Lago Edition. This is the full song. And I may get copywritten. Hopefully he can give me a pass on this one. Hopefully Loza, I'll probably have to text him after and be like, hey, I played your whole song. But you can also follow him, and you could buy the songs on Spotify and all that, but you could follow him on YouTube. Again, BX Bullets live stream starts in a few minutes. This is going to wrap it up for my show. Thank you, everyone who purchased something from my store. And if you didn't, please, please, please go, send the Cash Apps. You can go to f-antifa.live, find all the Cash App and Venmo and PayPal links. We need your support. Some amazing shit is going to happen in the very near future. Until then, we're going to wrap up with Loza Alexander's new song, Dear Trump. All right. See you guys tomorrow, 8 o'clock Eastern time. Shit. I got to leave it on. Yeah. Yo, Loza's in the house. Oh, fuck. It froze. All right.
Dear Trump, I know you need the American people, cause there is something evil I see that's beyond the needles. And vaccines, there's really demons that want to keep you outside of office and treat you like you're the one who's evil. Raided Mar-a-Lago for nothing, what's the excuse? Supposedly stole documents, but that's not the truth. Cause what happened when Hillary had them emails they had to delete? Nobody ran up in her crib, so ain't no justice to me. Radical government, we had enough of this, y'all terrorists. Building China's military with our money, the narratives ran by the radical left. What a tragical mess. It's obvious America's headed towards national death. We need our president back, cause Joe Biden took a nap. Ain't did nothing in 40 years, we ain't getting them back. I know the media's gonna paint a picture over facts. They don't want us to have the greatest president back in action. Oh, it feels like the American people are the sacrifice.
No, you guys are right. It's a Phil Collins sample. I knew that's why I liked it, so I apologize. So, but he mixed it and did all that stuff. Anyway, here's the song. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow.
It's not over. We gotta keep pushing back, fighting back until we win it all. Revolution, gotta keep fighting. fighting to the sunrise, yeah. Gotta keep fighting to the moonlight, yeah. Gotta keep fighting to the sunrise, yeah. Revolution, revolution. Gotta keep fighting to the sunrise, yeah. Gotta keep fighting to the moonlight, yeah. Gotta keep fighting to the sunrise, yeah. They wanna take my freedom with no search warrant. Just imagine if I was president, it hurts, huh? Knowing if I was with my daughter that moment, it would have been an explosion. They would have killed me and her and just said someone was approaching and bombed the place, or simply just said it was a mistake or suicide. We've seen it so many times when heroes die. Am I lying or telling the truth in every line? Thank God I left before the left came and take my life. Y'all get away with everything. Ask Hillary, you should have been in jail a long time ago. You killing me. Y'all was wrong about the Russian collusion. Now y'all just rushing me clueless, not even knowing I'm truly the one who's chosen to do this. I'm here to lead the country 2024, and I ruin anyone who ever loved the Democrat. And they feeling stupid, they changing their votes now, and I'm looking like ghosts now. Y'all raided a ghost town. I wasn't home. It feels like the American people are the sacrifice. Oh, but it's not over. We better keep pushing back and pushing back, fighting back until we win it all. Revolution, gotta keep fighting to the sunrise, yeah. Gotta keep fighting to the moonlight, yeah. Gotta keep fighting to the sunrise, yeah. Revolution, revolution. Gotta keep fighting to the sunrise, yeah. Gotta keep fighting to the moonlight, yeah. Gotta keep fighting to the sunrise, yeah. Keep fighting, striving. Don't close your eyes. I promise we're almost home. 'Cause we're dying, falling. We cannot lose this war. We must come back home. Yeah. Revolution, revolution. We better fight to the moonlight. We better fight to the sunrise. We better fight to the moonlight. Revolution, revolution.
Yeah, you're listening to Citizen Stringer Radio. All right, no, just kidding. See you guys tomorrow.